There is a place on Earth where animals live. It is called our massive planet.
What are we looking at here?
Well, this is an amazing encapsulating view of really, well, you tell me, Andy. Is it the water? Is it the sky?
I'm seeing a lot of blue.
And that blue is a shade of blue that is really, truly an iridescent violet you can only find in what part of the world?
I believe this is Southern Pacific.
Well, I was going to say water.
Now I see this whale is submerging himself.
Yes.
But quite near the surface.
A lot of that is what is considered an attention grab. If a whale will see a helicopter, they will often do some stunts, but they'll do it very close to the surface. For instance, if they see, a submarine, they might do it under the surface. But whales are really attention grabbers, and look at these two beauties.
So how many hours a day do these animals sleep?
Typically 22, 23 hours.
So almost a full day.
Yeah, I would say so. They're up for an hour. A lot of that time is kind of waking up and getting ready for bed. So there's not a lot of time for them to be doing this, so that's why this footage is so precious. But the important thing here is we're showing you what it's like to be under legions and legions of sea.
Now I'm sorry to stop you. Don't you mean leagues of sea?
Well, we call them legions where I'm from. Yep, there you go.
What are these?
These are sea monsters.
How can you tell the difference?
Well, it's something that you really get an eye for. And of course, here underneath the sea, you'll see there's the mouth that's actually Katie Couric's mouth. A lot of whales will start the day with some yoga. That's known as a standing down dog that whale is doing right now. And of course, it's confusing because this is also the position that a whale will go to the bathroom in. So,
why is that confusing?
Well, it's confusing because someone might be like, say, Betty the whale, is she in the middle of doing yoga? I'd like to join her. Or is she...
Number two.
Actually, the whale's excrement is so large, they actually call it a number 5.
What do they eat?
A lot of what whales will eat will involve whatever's in front of them. It could be, a bag of pine cones. It could be fish. It could be kelp. Yep. And there's it's a variation called the dirty whale.
It's just filthy.
Well, it's not filthy, Andy. That's what's confusing about it, is some of those are natural colors that it adopts so that when it does go rummaging through garbage for food, it just looks like it's just a big piece of garbage.
But where's their garbage underwater?
They eat the garbage of the people that live under the water in the tiny villages that have been built down there by the CIA.
That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me, Professor, what is the main predator of the whale?
I would, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say obesity. That's a big problem in the whale community.
So not man.
Not man. A lot of people would say, oh, most whales are killed by men. Sure, 98% of whales are killed by men.
But the other 2%?
But what about the other 2%? The other 2% are a combination of fishermen, cruise ships, firemen, people polluting the water, stuff like that.
Also, I think it's not to put it all on the whale, but there is something to be said for moving out of the way of harpoons.
Yes. I mean, there's a lot to be said for there's a harpoon, it's pointed at you. Why don't you swim down? A lot of these whales don't.
It's their own negligence.
Well, it's really a certain responsibility. It comes to personal accountability, which is not a forte of whales.